Welcome back. Up first on our show today, we are going to focus on health. Many of us skip those regular appointments from time to time. I know I'm guilty of that, but a recent survey from Aflac found out that men skip those regular appointments, whether it's with their primary physician or their dentist, more often than anyone else, in fact. Jeramy Tipton is a health expert with us today from Aflac to tell us about this survey and much more. Jeramy, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Christine.
So let's talk about this survey, some interesting findings.
Absolutely. So men are pressing snooze again this year in the survey on their physical and mental health. As a matter of fact, less than 50% of the men in the survey actually said they visited their doctor for their routine checkups within the last 12 months. Even more concerning in this year's survey is that 75% of those individuals surveyed experienced some sort of mental or behavioral health issue within the last year, and many said they hadn't talked to anyone about it. And doing those yearly checkups is really important.
And Jeramy, why do you think this is? I feel like there's many different reasons, from time constraints to maybe even insurance concerns. But in your opinion, and with this survey and the findings, why do you think this is happening? These routine checkups are being skipped.
Sure. So men have many reasons why they are not going to their routine medical exams on a yearly basis, time obviously being one of those. One of the biggest percentages was 40% of the individuals in the survey said they were trying to avoid out-of-pocket expenses to go to the doctor, with a quarter of those individuals saying that they didn't have the right insurance in place to be able to go to the doctor. And regardless of the reasons associated with why they're not going to the doctor, it's really important to do those yearly checkups for preventative exams and ensure that you don't have any serious issues coming up that could be very costly in the future.
Did the survey find any differences between men and their ages and in skipping these routine checkups?
They did. As a matter of fact, the younger generations in the survey, we saw a significant generational gap there. Gen Z and millennials actually said at an 80% rate, 80% of those individuals in the survey said that they had some sort of mental or behavioral health issue within the last year. And as I said, many of those individuals said they hadn't talked to anyone about that, and it's impacting them at work and at home. And with this change that we're seeing in the survey, many companies across the insurance industry, like Aflac, are creating benefits for mental health and behavioral health issues.
And there's some topics that many people, especially men, don't want to talk about, and sometimes that can be a barrier with getting these checkups.
It can. If men don't want to talk about their health, they definitely don't want to talk about final expenses or what happens if they might pass away. Unfortunately, 68% of the men in the survey said that they didn't want to deal with life insurance or final expense insurance. They'd rather actually do the worst of their honey-do list than to talk about that. But that's an important part of this entire survey, is overall well-being. Financial well-being being a big component of that. And men need to take that first step in making sure their financial wellness is taken care of and they're protecting their family if something were to happen to them.
Jeramy, what's your overall advice here and the takeaways from this survey?
I think the biggest thing is men need to see what type of insurance benefits they have in their portfolio to ensure that their family is well protected in both life and health. It's too important to get to these yearly checkups on a yearly basis, and don't let cost prevent that. There are supplemental coverages that are available in the marketplace that pay for those yearly checkups or exams with the doctor to make sure that we're staving off any costly expenses in the future. But one of the big components that came out in this year's survey, as well as significant others, play an important role here: spouses of these men, your key influencers. So giving that nudge to ensure men take that first step to the yearly checkups, you can be a big driver of that.
And where can we find more information about this?
You can find more information not only on the survey, but also on the benefits Aflac has to offer at aflac.com/men's health.
Well, thank you so much, Jeramy Tipton, for this important information and encouragement to make sure we don't skip those routine appointments, and especially that men get the health care that they need. We'll be back with more right here on Mountain Connections after this.